And the church said, sometimes things happen that shake us to the core and we just don't understand. But God, the maker and creator of the universe, says his thoughts and ways are not like man's. Still, we wonder why. What purpose did that serve in the kingdom of Christ? We stand bewildered, hands outstretched, eyes filled with tears, questions with no answers at some things in life. Father, we cry, we're not questioning you. We just don't understand this at this time. How could a young man who loved you with all his heart be taken so suddenly in his prime? A young gentleman who had the wisdom and attributes like an old soul. A young man who works in your kingdom to help your people with his whole soul. Romans chapter 8, verse 28 says, all things work together for the good of those that love you and are the called according to your purpose. And we know he worked in his calling through and through. He respected his elders as a command in Leviticus chapter 19, verse 32. He worked out Ecclesiastes 9, verse 10, doing with all his might whatever his hands could find to do. He honored his mother and father with the respect and love that embraced his whole being. We're not questioning your wisdom and decision, God, but the purpose for this one we're just not seeing. He gave up his finances and he submitted himself to appointed authority as it directed in Romans 13, verse 1. And Father, you still took him even after all he had done. We loved Anthony, little Tony, friend, brother, uncle, cousin, nephew, grandson, and son. Heaven is silent as we lament, cry, wonder, scream, wonder, was there anything we could have done? When all of a sudden we hear a roar through the shaking of the trees, a soft, gentle, yet strong voice traveling through the breeze, levelly admonishing you and I, saying, where were you when I put the moon and the stars in the sky? When I laid the foundation of the earth? Do you know when I sent death or allowed birth? Now I'm not insensitive to my people's cry, for I once too had a son who I allowed to die, after his work was finished on earth for which he had been assigned from birth. Now Anthony completed a good work that I assigned him to do, and now I'm taking back my son, my child, that I had loaned for 30-some years to you. Cherish the memories and wisdom with you he left, right up until his last earthly breath. And he is all right sitting with the mothers, the pastors, the elders, and bishops, and no longer hurting as he chats happily with Bishop Ravenel and Bishop Burton. God has spoken, and let the church say, amen.